Somebody said choke. Why did Tupac always say Biggie got his dress style from him when Tupac got his style from Nation Jack? Because Biggie was not talking about no motherfucking Versace and none of that shit that Pac was talking about before Pac. You got to know that Pac did influence Biggie in a lot of things. So it's no secret, all right? But me and I, we talking to Pac about Pac, right? Hold your horses on this one, y'all. Hold your horses on this one, y'all. Boy, I done got some information, and I'm gonna get ready to go through it. Let me see. Now, hold on. Now, I don't know exactly. I'm just gonna say anonymous caller sent me this. Let me hold on. Let me put it on this one. This way y'all can see it. Y'all not gonna be able to see all of this, but I'm gonna put it the title right here. This right here. Woo! And I ain't even read all of it because I wanted to read it with y'all because I wanted to have natural reactions to what I'm seeing. Y'all see that title? Okay. Damn, how can let me see if there's a way. Let me see how can. Let's see. Is there a way that I could change the way I could view this? I guess not. I'm just gonna have to blow it up and move it around. I don't like how it's all right. This is called this is on the Tupac murder investigation, right? And the title of it says Reggie says I can have you killed at any time, right? Hold on to y'all seats for this one, y'all. All right? Hold on to y'all seats for this one. Y'all ready? All right, let me get to reading. The title is They Toppled the Host, Many Gave Up the Ghost, right? So let's see. A lot of people have died that were direct. Hold on. Let me put up my fair use because I'm using this under fair use. I'm reading this under fair use. Okay. because I don't know what's in here. This is all under fair use. All right. A lot of people have died that were directly or indirectly tied to this investigation, said Brent Becker, meaning the murder investigation of Tupac Shakur. He also said Neckbone would be killed later because he knew the identity of the shooters. Neckbone was in fact killed at a later date. Something Heron knows got him smoked. God damn, bro. Oh. Neckbone would be killed later because he knew the identity of the shooters. Neckbone was in fact killed. Oh, shit. I hate the way they got this shit. How can I change it? There got to be another way to read this. Like, I know you could change the way. How do you do that? I forgot. What's this? Let me see. This is gonna kill me if this shit keep jumping off like that. All right, let me see. Wait, was Neckbone in one of those cars, y'all? Do anybody was Neckbone in one of those cars? Because we got the Frank and the Outlaws in one car. We got Buntree in the car. You got the girls in the other car. You got Low and B and them in another car. Was Neckbone, anybody know was Neckbone there? Was Neckbone at the fight? Anybody? No, nobody knows? All right, let me just continue reading. As y'all can see how little the font is, it's going to be let me see. It got to be a way to change the way this. It's got to be a way to change the way this is. Okay, I can zoom in. All right, let me. Fuck! This shit keep doing that bullshit, man. Okay. All right, this might do it. Let me see. Let me try to add one more. Okay. Yeah, this did it. All right, cool. All right. Let me blow it up one more time. Oh, yeah, that's so much better. All right. Now I can share with y'all. Let me share with y'all. All right. Now I can share with y'all. Hold on. This is going to be a good ass read, boy. Okay. Now, maybe I should do it like this where I'm little. Right? This way y'all can see it with me. Where we at? All right. So a lot of people have died that were directly or indirectly tied to this investigation. Brent Becker. He also said Neckbone would be killed later because he knew the identity of the shooters. Neckbone was in fact killed at a later date. Something Heron knows got him smoked. Murders in the immediate aftermath of Tupac Shakur's murder were those affiliated witnesses or with knowledge of the murder. Yak Fuller was an assassination hit, and Death Row Records were the first to call it a suicide. Wow. I didn't know they said that was a suicide. I thought everybody always said he got killed. We have the tapes of the telephone calls between Frank Alexander and various Death Row insiders about this murder. Also, we have the FBI reports that states this was an execution murder. Wow. Ken Knox, senior lead details. Ken Knox, senior lead details in the police report that New Jersey Crips and Los Angeles Bloods are together in Death Row's Can-Am Studios together a few weeks before Yak Fuller is assassinated in New Jersey. David Kenner is contacted by Las Vegas police to arrange the interview of Yak Fuller. Kenner never arranges the interview, and Fuller is killed before Las Vegas investigators can find him on their own. Wow. I know this is going to be good. Michael Moore tries to get Frank Alexander to flip their story so he isn't killed. Too many people are accidentally dying. Why? Wait for an accident to happen. You go on to the other side and you are targeted. They feared that Suge would retaliate. That is why they killed his inner circle before he got out of prison to weaken Suge from putting together muscle to retaliate upon his release and leave him unprotected. Reggie Wright Jr. has ties through his father to Compton police who attempted to steer the investigation toward a conclusion that Orlando Anderson was the shooter in the murder of the Tupac Shakur. Orlando Anderson has an airtight alibi as Las Vegas has cameras everywhere. Corey Edwards tells of seeing Orlando Anderson at the bar about the time of the shooting. Oh, these niggas is full of shit. Oh, hold on, bro. Hold on here. Hold on here. Hold on here. Hold on here. Oh, shit. I got to get on my Instagram for this one, y'all. Hold on. My phone was dead. Y'all see my phone was dead. Hold on. Oh, I got 15%. Whatever y'all can get out of YouTube on 15. 15 just jumped up to 20. That was weird. And it jumped right back down to 15. Down to 14. Wait, what is this? I don't know. They got this new. I ain't gonna show it yet. I'll do it. I'll do this separate. I'll do it separate. There's that. I gotta research that before I talk about it. But there's some good information. All right. All right. Reggie Wright Jr. has ties to his. Hold on. I'm live on YouTube, Instagram. Y'all going there only see this if you come on YouTube. I'm sure y'all already read this and y'all waiting for me to scroll, but bear with me. Instagram, I'm live. The link is in my stories. All right. So Reggie Wright Jr. has ties through his father to the Compton police, who attempted to steer the investigation toward the conclusion that Orlando Anderson was the shooter in the murder of Tupac Shakur. Orlando Anderson has an airtight alibi as Las Vegas cameras cameras everywhere. Corey Edwards tells of seeing Orlando Anderson at the bar about the time of the shooting. Las Vegas police are handed Orlando Anderson by Compton police during a raid. They are expected by Compton police to arrest him as he is being handed up on the silver platter as the shooter. Las Vegas police are not even interested in him because they already know about his airtight alibi. Compton police established this pattern, then they also steered the investigation in the El Rey Theater murder of Kelly Jamison and stopped LAP investigators from ensuing indictments. So y'all telling me all this time, y'all, they had Orlando Anderson on camera at the bar or in the casino? Wait, what they say? At the bar, at the shooting, bro. If Orlando Anderson was at the bar because I just wanted to know how these niggas went to Luxor Hotel, they went to Suge House to change, and these niggas ironically just caught it back up with these niggas. So now we know why Las Vegas or Nevada police never arrested Orlando Anderson. Because they had proof this nigga was not at the fucking scene, bro. Who's lying again, y'all? Wedgie. Oh, this is good. Let's go. Let's go, bro. Let's go. And like I said, I'm going to keep it big so y'all can read it for yourself. Las Vegas police are handed Orlando Anderson by Compton police during the raid. Now, hold on. There's several things to look at here, right? One, let's go back to who was that, Fatal or Gaddafi that had the gun that got caught with at the House of Blues, that they took the gun. Reggie, that 40 Glock, Reggie had Kevin Hackey go get the gun, give it to his father to put in the Compton evidence. Then remember, his father did the raid on Orlando's house and found the fucking Orlando and had the gun or found the gun, right? So now they try to turn him over like, yo, this nigga was the shooter, this, that, and the third. Boom, 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 boom. But now we know why Vegas didn't arrest Orlando when they gave him up and fucking went and ran and found the gun in there. Because the nigga was on camera at the time of the shooting. Yeah, it was fatal. Thank you. What are we talking about here? Lady Cuts, what up? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? And remember, where did Orlando come from being the shooter? Greg Kading, Keefe D. Who told Greg Kading that Southside did it? Reggie. Them niggas try to frame Orlando Anderson, bro. Yo, they try to frame this nigga. Wow. Hold on, let's get back to it. Let's go. Orlando Anderson has an airtight alibi as Las Vegas cameras have, because as Las Vegas has cameras everywhere. Corey Edwards tells of seeing Orlando Anderson at the bar about the time of the shooting. Las Vegas police are handed Orlando Anderson by Compton police during a raid. They are expected by Compton police to arrest him as he is being handed up on a silver platter as the shooter. Las Vegas police are not interested in him because they already know about his airtight alibi. Compton police established this pattern when they also steered the investigation in the El Rey Theater murder of Kelly Jamison and stopped LAPD investigators from issuing indictments. Frank Alexander, secret recordings of his telephone calls with death row insiders and reporter Chuck Phillips give insight into inner working of death row records and their ties to Phillips and creating false stories that are planted in the LA Times. Chuck Phillips is dismissed when he is caught fabricating a story about the murder of Tupac Shakur, thus solidifying the plan of stories to throw investigators and public opinion off the trail of the real killers of the Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls. September 17th, a confidential informant tells police that Marion Suge Knight delivered a load of AK-47 assault rifles to gang members at the Nickerson Gardens. Whoa. I don't know if I should be reading this. They said Neckbone knew the identity of the shooters and that he would be killed. Neckbone was subsequently, I can't pronounce it. Hold on. I know this word. I'm just tongue tied. Subsequently, Neckbone was subsequently killed in Texas, which means after a particular thing, this has happened afterward. All right, so he got killed after Pop, right? Subsequently killed in Texas. Kathy also discussed the incident on 9/16/96. Tupac died 9/13. 9/13. So 3 days later, neck bone got killed. Caffey also discussed the incident on 9/16/96 with the gangster caravan attempted evade stop by Jada and Yamato. An informant advised him that on 9/17/96, AK-47s were delivered in the Nickerson Gardens by Suge Knight's crew, and that these same guns were in the aforementioned caravan on 9/16/96. There have already been 9 separate drive-by shootings between the Piru Bloods from Compton and the Southside Compton Crips. Reggie called me. This is about 30 minutes before this happened. Reggie called and cursed me out and everything. As I said, the majority of the time, I will also drive Tupac around. Wait, who is this saying this? Reggie called me. This is about 30 minutes before this happened. Reggie called me and cursed me out and everything. As I said, the majority of the time, I will always drive Tupac around. And so I asked Reggie about 2 days later, he says that fucking Frank didn't have his gun, this and that, so on and so on. I said, Reggie, I thought you had it all arranged in advance with some attorney they were dealing with down there, some attorney that they had at the time, something to do with the club 662, that all the guys were going down there prior to getting authorization from the Vegas police, to carry firearms, which generally they will do it. But you have to go down there in a timely fashion. 2 days after Tupac is shot, Kevin Hackey is using the telephone at the hospital to talk to the FBI. A doctor overhears this conversation and asks him who is he providing information to. The Las Vegas Metro Police Department cops got involved in a turf war. An object to Hackey is discussing their case with the FBI and give Hackey until 8 p.m. to get out of town. When Reggie hears about this, he becomes suspicious of Hackey and starts calling him a snitch. Whoa. What? 2 days after Tupac is shot, Kevin Hackey is using the telephone at the hospital to talk to the FBI. A doctor overhears this conversation and asks him, who is he providing information to? The Las Vegas Metro Police Department. Cops get involved in the turf war and object to Hackey discussing their case with the FBI and giving Hackey until 8 p.m. to get out of town. When Reggie hears about this, he becomes suspicious of Hackey and starts calling him a snitch. I thought Reggie liked good witnesses. Now niggas are snitches? Which one is it, Reggie? Be a good witness? This is what you hired the cops for, right? To be good witnesses, or now he's a snitch? September 16, 1996, from police logs. AM watch officers Jetta and Yamamoto were working a crime suppression detail to address gang activity problems at Death Row Records. This is September 16th, y'all. This is 3 days after Pac died. 18730 Oxnard Street, Suite 211. Officer Jettis spoke with the head of security at Death Row Records, Reggie Wright, and was informed by Mr. Wright that since the death of Tupac, Marion Suge Knight was now using gangsters, Bloods, from Compton as his own personal bodyguards and that they were armed. Officer Jetta was familiar with Knight's personal vehicle, which was there at the time. At approximately 0500 hours, Jettas and Yamato observed 4 vehicles leave Death Row Records in gang caravan fashion. The officers observed Suge Knight in the middle vehicle of the caravan. What is significant is that Reggie Wright Jr. informs the police that Suge is now using convicted felons as his own personal bodyguards. Reggie was snitching on Suge about a clear probation violation. Buntry was in the car with Reggie Wright Sr. What? When he got out to pump gas, somebody killed him. Buntry was in a heavy muscle. Buntry was the heavy muscle of Suge. Reggie Wright Jr. was the one that brought Malcolm Greenwich to that interview. Wait, bro. Wait. What is significant is that Reggie Wright Jr. informs the police that Suge is now using convicted felons as his own personal bodyguards. Reggie was snitching on Suge about a clear probation violation. Buntry was in the car with Reggie Wright Sr. When he got out to pump gas, somebody killed him. Wait a minute, bro. Nigga, what? Hey, Marv James, man. Is this true, Marv James? Your brother was with Reggie's father when he got killed? Somebody gave one of y'all niggas out there that's watching that got access to Buntry. Y'all need to ask him about this, man. Y'all gotta ask Buntry about this. Yo, MC8, get him on the Gangsta Chronicles. Ask him about this. All right. Get Buntry on your joint. Ask him about this. I ain't got no plug to Buntry. Somebody ask Buntry about this, bro. This nigga was with Reggie's father when he got killed, bro. And he getting out to get gas? Buntry was in the car with Reggie Wright Sr. When he got out to pump gas, somebody killed him. Buntry was the heavy muscle of Suge. Reggie Wright Jr. was the one that brought Malcolm Greenwich to that interview. Is Malcolm Greenwich Buntry? Let me see what Buntry's real name is. No, his name is Alton McDonald. So it ain't him. Let me see. Who killed Buntry? Let's see that. Who killed? Let's see. I remember the Mall Pyro Bank and production manager at Death Row Records was shot dead at a gas station in Compton. The murder was believed to be a result of fighting between two rival sets of the Bloods, the Mall Pyros and the Fruitown Pyros. Oh, shit. On April 3rd, 2002, McDonald was filling up his car at a gas station in Compton when a pickup truck pulled up near him. One of the occupants opened fire with the handgun, and McDonald was hit several times in the chest. He was taken to St. Francis Medical in Linwood, where he died shortly after. Later that day, Suge Knight visited the hospital to pay his respects to the McDonald's family. In January 2003, Gary G. Phillips, who was allegedly involved in the shooting of McDonald, was shot and wounded by two of Suge Knight's associates, Teran Andrews and Gregory Shelton. This shit is too deep, bro. Who the fuck is Malcolm Green? What is his name? Malcolm what? Greenridge. Let me see. The incredible Malcolm Greenridge is best known to the world as Edie Amin, aka Edie the Dawn. So that's Edie Amin. That's the outlaw. Okay, hold on. All right. So Reggie Wright Jr. is the one that brought Edie Amin to that interview. We need to talk to Yaful Fula. Brent Becker said he left messages with David Kenner about interviewing Yaful Fula. He got the runaround. And then he was notified that he was murdered in New Jersey. Who is Brent Becker? Is he a cop? Brent Becker must be let's see. I'm sorry, yeah, I gotta know what's going on here. SEC enforcement, government investigations. He must have worked as a cop back then. I think he was a cop or some type of investigator. All right. Brent Becker said he left messages with David Kenner about interviewing Yaful Fula. He got the runaround and then was notified that he was murdered in New Jersey. The only thing I heard, and I heard it from Reggie Wright Jr., is that earlier that year, around April timeframe, that Trayvon had gotten into a fight at the Lakewood Mall in the Foot Locker, and it was Orlando Anderson. Under the plan, Kenner and Wright Jr. had devised Suge's death was preferable, but Suge being incarcerated with no ability under California law to conduct business from prison was very secure position for them. They had Suge drain all of the working capital out of the bank accounts. They eliminated the account, financial records, and stopped all the activity within the company. The employees were not being paid, and loyalty to Suge was wanting. Still, Reggie wasn't worried about the money. Reggie wasn't worried about money. He said to Michael Moore, "We won't be wanting for anything." He confided in Michael Moore because he knew he had no choice. He knew that Michael Moore had heard, got him, come over over Reggie Wright's radio at the time of the Tupac shooting and attempted murder of Suge. They exchanged a glance. As long as Reggie could pay more, he would remain silent. Reggie invented work for more. He already had a full-scale mop up in the aftermath of the shooting. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work, I said. Reggie, if you had, he had like 20 guys working security, off-duty cops. I said, why would you have all those guys over here at the hotel and have one guy with Tupac? Not all the time Tupac has been out. Now, all the time Tupac has been out, and I have been with him, I've always went by myself. It was just me and him all the time. About 2 weeks prior, actually 2 weeks before he was shot, about 1:30 in the morning on Sunset up here, we saw the sheriffs rolled up. We were at Sunset, and I can't think of the cross street. Right where Sunset and West Hollywood turns into Beverly Hills, they wanted to go out clubbing. Tupac was driving a Rolls with the Outlaws in the back. I was in the back of the car. A couple of guys came up along his car, and they early model Toyota sedan, dark colored black guys, gang members, started flashing all kinds of gang signs. Whatever, this and that. I am like, damn, here I am by myself. I exit the car, using caution going up, and I pulled my badge and I said, look, guys, I'm an off-duty cop. Just go ahead and just get out of here. So they started all sorts of bullshit, this and that. So of course, the group with Tupac, they started acting, come on, let's fight these motherfuckers, this and that. So by that time, I told the driver, I said, let me see your hands like this. No, man, fuck. He ain't going to do this and that. I said, look, motherfucker. By this time, I pulled my gun down at the side. I said, look, get your ass on. It is like this. So they turned around and he says, oh, man, geez, he has a gun. And they sped off. I was like, damn. I put my gun up. We go to Sunset in Fairfax. I believe it is an Arco AM, PM up there. I told Tupac, I said, you know what the fuck you are doing? I said, you know what the fuck you are doing? I mean, getting out of here at 1:30 in the morning to get some cigarettes, this and that. And I'm like, damn, his Rolls Royce is here. The Cadillac is behind it, this and that. This shit is like, I don't know who the fuck is this talking. So I see Saturday, this might be Michael Moore, right? So I see Saturday night, detectives pull up, either West Tech or Bel Air Patrol. Two big fat guys. So I say, damn, they think they really got something here? I am sure. So by that time, I see 150 unit pull up. So I kind of approach him. I have a badge in hand. He says, we just got a call, a 211, somebody trying to rob Tupac Shakur. By that time, it was Christmas. They had every car in West Hollywood, and then some go to that location. And so, of course, I asked Reggie. I said, knowing what went on 2 weeks prior, why would you have him there by himself? Oh, I guess that's a backstory to tell him that they just had an incident out there where he had to pull some guns. So being that they're in Vegas and they just had that incident in LA that was a close call. Why, knowing that, why would you have Tupac with no security in Vegas when we just had an incident in LA? All right, I'm following them now. All right. And why would you have him, Frank is not even a cop. Why wouldn't he at least have one of the retired cops or the off-duty cops? Because he had quite a few off-duty cops working at this time. So why wouldn't he have one of them with him, basically? I'm not saying that, when you go into Vegas, basically, most of the time they give you common courtesy, but I am saying at least they would have had their firearms with them, because based upon the fact Reggie was supposed to set up everything for these guys to go down to file the paperwork for Vegas, which they never did. So he just kind of shunned away from that. Didn't say anything about it. And Frank said, basically, they threatened him because Frank left town thereafter. I think a couple of hours later, he got himself and got up out of there. Basically, he threatened him. Basically, they threatened him what was going. I hate how this person write. Make me feel like I can't read. Basically, they threatened him what was going to happen. And of course, Hodgman's office started calling him down once they are going to. Hodgman's office started calling him down once they are going to go ahead and revoke Suge's probation. So basically, he got threatened then. Frank had called me in early November. Reggie wanted him to come out to the office. So I was on duty that night. This got to be Michael Moore. So I drove over there and I met Frank. And he says, can you please stand by? I said, I really don't want to get involved with this mess. So whoever the attorney was in there with Reggie, they knew that I was out. I was on duty. They knew that I was out there. And he said, don't bring fucking Kevin's ass in here because he is all pissed off. I guess that would be Kevin Hackey. And so, I figured by that time, of course, his daddy started leaking things in. Well, of course, I had been talking with the FBI and so on and so on. And about, I would say March of last year, March or February, I get a call from Reggie out the blue. This is Kevin Hackey talking, y'all. This ain't Michael Moore. This is Kevin Hackey. Kevin, I need a favor. Can you drive for me? This and that. I'm like, what? Can I drive for you? I said, Reggie, what do you think I am? Fucking stupid? I said, you know me well enough to know right now. I said, if you want to do something to me, you want to go ahead and take me out. I said, be a man and take me out. Because he knows if he comes up against me one-on-one, he will lose. Reggie says, oh, fuck you, motherfucker. I can have you killed at any time. I said, Reggie, you know where I'm at. I said, it is your ball game. Do what you got to do. Reggie's a gangster, man. We got to be careful with Reggie, boy. Reggie is a motherfucking gangster. Reggie says, oh, fuck you, motherfucker. I can have you killed at any time. I said, Reggie, you know where I'm at. I said, it's your ball game. Do what you got to do. But as I said, again, hey, he is trying to set me up. He hadn't talked to me for 4 or 5 months. He said I was a snitch, the whole shebang, this and that. And then all of a sudden he calls me up and wants me to drive for him. You know, I'm surprised Reggie's not in prison. I know he used to hold money. I know he used to handle shit. Oh, this shit is getting even better. Without a catalyst, they would never have received the full cooperation of the Compton Police Department. The murder of Bobby Finch, close to home for the department, provided that catalyst. He was the brother of Larry Finch, who was a police officer at the Compton School Police. That made the Tupac murder investigation personal for all the Compton cops. That made them emotional, easier to steer into certain directions, and impassioned to put Suge Knight away. For as long as they had nobody to charge with Tupac's or Bobby Finch's murder, they could vent their anger on Suge. Well, why did Bobby Finch get killed? Yo, it's a lot of people got killed around Death Row, bro. Yo, LA is a different place, bro, especially in the 90s. When Reggie Wright Sr. suggested they get involved in putting Suge away, they all lined up to participate. Now, it wasn't as if Wright Sr. had speculated, but it became a certainty that something was going to happen to Suge. Wow. This shit is amazing, bro. September 11th, Bobby Finch is killed in a drive-by shooting at 1513 May Street. His brother is a Compton School police officer. Corey Edwards tells investigators, I warned my neighbor Bobby Finch and his brother Larry about the Marpy probably riding through our neighborhood. Bobby and Larry aren't gang members. Bobby did security and bodyguard work. His brother Larry, who works for Compton Unified School District as a police officer, has his own security company. Bobby would do security for his brother at clubs and also his damn, this phone be dying fast as shit, bro. Bobby would do security work for his brother at clubs and also work for this lawyer named Mitch. Bobby was one of Mitch's bodyguards. Bobby also did security for Tashina Arnold, the actress from the television show Martin. Pam. Wednesday, September 11th, 30-year-old Bobby Finch dropped off his 10-year-old daughter at 1515 South Mayo, his mother's home in Compton. The home was located in the south end of the South Side Crips known territory. Finch also felt safe. The violence of the past few days would not affect him. Besides, it was too early. Most gang members were awake till all hours of the night. Their mornings were spent snoring or recovering from hangovers caused by 40-ounce bottles of cheap mall liquor. Sitting behind the wheel of his new Acura, a Honda Civic hatch pulled up. Someone drove up alongside and blasted him, said LAPD homicide detective. So why kill Bobby Finch? If you're going to steer the investigation from within Compton Police, you have to get in the game. Nothing raises the stakes more than a killing close to home of someone they consider to be family. make the investigation personal, dupe them into believing that the Southside Crips and Mar Piru are engaged in the war, and they will unleash a disposable resources to get the killers. But who actually killed Bobby Finch? Kevin Hackey tells investigators, I called Reggie and I said, Reggie, Finch's brother just got killed. How do you know about that? Whatever. I mean, the dispatcher at the Compton School Police, Barbara, just called me. This occurred within like 3 or 4 minutes because of one of the officers from the Compton College, because Compton College Police, Mario, who also works for part-time for Compton School District Police, where Bobby lived, was like within 2 blocks of the college. So being they hear the gunshots, Mario was the first guy there soon as Bobby got shot. And you know, I called Reggie 3 or 4 minutes later, and the incident just occurred because Mario called for help. You know, the Compton College paramedics, our units were tight back then. There was no way in hell, Reggie being in Las Vegas, Reggie would have known that soon if that hadn't already been set up. Finch was set up. He walked out of his car, got in the car. He walked out to his car, got in the car, going to take off. Some guy pulled up in the sedan and pumped a couple of rounds through the car. He left his house. Based upon the fact that the statement that Reggie had made to me, he basically said to me, don't mention that to Suge. I already know about it. Oh, shit. Woo! Oh, baby. God damn. This shit got more layers than lasagna. Shit. We ain't never hear about none of this shit. Ain't none of y'all niggas on the West Coast told us about none of this. Now watch how many of these niggas start doing these interviews and talking about this. Don't act like you ain't getting it from me. I'm like, well, you know, how do you know? This just happened within the last 3 or 4 minutes. Reggie Wright Jr. talks to his father about the upcoming raids and gets information so that he can prepare the gangs for what's about to happen. They were able to steer the investigation to the locations that had been swept before the raids occurred. Get rid of the guns. Tim Brenner excludes Danny Patton from the list of the Blood Gang members at the end of his affidavit. But what wasn't certain was who was going to run Death Row Records. After the shooting in Vegas, before Suge's arrest, he was using his inner circle as bodyguards instead of Reggie or Right Way personnel as was customary. Reggie saw this as an opportunity to snitch on Suge by telling the police about this clear probation violation. Shit, wow! 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 Suge stopped using Reggie as security after Pac. He did not trust that nigga. Woo! Shit. So not only did Tupac fire this nigga, motherfucking Suge fired this nigga. Now we see why Reggie be throwing Suge under the bus. Wow. This shit is too heavy for me, bro. This shit is too heavy for me, bro. This shit is too heavy for me. That nigga Reggie's the one that got Suge violated. Allegedly. Whoa, this shit all makes sense now. This is why this nigga, oh shit. Niggas ain't been asking Suge the right questions, boy. But what wasn't certain was who was going to run Death Row Records. After the shooting in Las Vegas, but before Suge's arrest, he was using his inner circle as bodyguards instead of Reggie or Right Way personal as was customary. Reggie saw this as an opportunity to snitch on Suge by telling the police about this clear probation violation. And then David Kenner, some fucking strange reason, that nigga Magic don't work no more for Suge in the parole violation. But this nigga get a nigga off of fucking murder. He could get Nate Dogg off of robbery. But he couldn't get Suge off of a violation? Bro, that nigga got Snoop off of murder. They wanted Suge to go to jail, bro. Nine 1696. 3 days after Pac got killed. Watch officers Jetta and Yamato were working the crime suppression detail to address gang activity problems at Death Row Records, 18730 Oxnard Street, Suite 211. Officer Jetta spoke with the head of security at Death Row, Reggie Wright Jr., and was informed by Mr. Wright that since the death of Tupac, Marion Suge Knight was now using gangsters, Bloods from the Compton, as his own personal bodyguards, and that they were armed. This nigga talking about niggas is a snitch. This fucking dry snitching ass nigga. Ice-T, he's not a dry snitcher, Ice-T. His shit is a tsunami. Yo, bro. Oh, shit. Holy shit, bro. Yo, bro. Yo, bro. Yo, bro. These niggas lined up my man Marion, bro. If Reggie was going to regain Suge's trust, he was going to need to show him the ultimate grand gesture. As the hearing approached, Reggie and Kenner appeared to be working hard to secure Suge Knight's freedom. They also appeared to have a major setback when it was learned that Frank Alexander, the only credible witness, had told investigators that Suge had kicked Orlando Anderson. Reggie had made it very public that Frank was now a rat, a snitch, and that he should be killed. Those rumors got back to Frank quickly. There were many of Frank's friends offering confirmation. Death Row Records wants you dead. Reggie even threatened Frank directly. What are you and your white wife going to do? Going to hiding? Y'all remember I played that audio yesterday. So many people had accidents. Yak Fuller had been executed, and Death Row Records issued rumors about Yak's death as have been an accident and then a suicide. They never passed up an opportunity to create confusion and sell fear. This shit is mind-blowing, bro. The confusion caused anything that wasn't nailed down to disappear. The bank accounts were intact. The music masters had been safely moved, but many of the things laying around disappeared between Suge's arrest and his being transferred to prison to serve his 9-year stretch. Lots of the furniture and records were moved to Glendale to create venue problems for investigators wanting to issue search warrants, and some of the stuff was being shipped out of state. Suge Knight was being kept in the dark of most of what was happening on the outside. He was arrested with almost no time to prepare for a long absence at the helm of Death Row Records. Don't this shine like R. Kelly and this dude that took R. Kelly masters and moved them shits? Yo, bro. So much more is making sense now. So much more is making sense now. The book Murder Rap is released. That pins the murders of Tupac Shakur and Christopher Wallace on the dead guys. The book is written by Greg Caden, who is close to Reggie Wright Jr. A suspect in the Biggie Smalls killing is now a suspect in the Tupac Shakur killing. Greg Caden admits in the book that he had no access to the Christopher Wallace civil trial documents, which excludes the most significant portion of the case. The book follows the same storyline as the previous Planet stories by LA Times journalist Chuck Phillips. I told y'all, Greg Caden is also the former lead detective on the Christopher Wallace homicide and previous partner of Darian Dupree. Dupree is the cop that leaked the confession letter to Caden. Caden had an additional motive to derail the confession letter, his book and movie deal that will prove worthless if the case is solved in an alternate way. Caden contacts journalist Chris Blatchford and further attempts to derail the letter with Chris. His emails are very similar to the Chuck Phillips secret tape recorded made by Frank Alexander, where instead of asking questions, they attempt to sell a conclusion. On June 24, 2014, Russell Poole and R.J. Bond met with 4 representatives from the LAPD and provided them with a copy of the confession letter. They placed special marking on the letter and received assurances that the information would be investigated. Instead, it is leaked. 6 days after the letter appears on the internet, Suge Knight is shot in a West Hollywood nightclub by an assailant that yelled, "You killed Tupac," as they fired shots at Knight. The attempt to derail the confession letter is tracked back to Reggie Wright Jr. Darian Dupree, one of the cops that Russell and RJ gave the confession letter to, was Greg Caden's partner, who is a close friend and apologist of Reggie Wright Jr. Man, they need to get the indictment papers together, bro. They need to get the indictment papers. Oh, this nigga Greg Caden, his boy, gave him immunity. Oh, God. Reggie Wright Jr. implicated in the letter. Hold on, where I left off at. Apologist of Reggie Wright Jr. implicated in the letter as a responsible for the murder of Tupac Shakur and the attempt on Suge Knight on September 7th, 1996. Greg Caden was the first person to talk about the letter on the internet after it was given to LAPD. The confession letter given to LAPD has special markings that appeared on the internet with those markings. The LAPD leak is clearly documented and is the subject of an internal affairs investigation, CF number 14-00-1995. Keep in mind that Darren Dupree illegally accessed LAPD computers and cloned cell phones and was reprimanded by LAPD, and Greg Caden was responsible for overturning the George Torres Ramos case by what the judge said was his reckless disregard for the truth. Thank you. Thank you. Why do y'all believe Greg Caden, bro? Why do y'all believe this guy? Tupac had begun to recover. When he died, there was a rush to cremate him as somebody had wished. Hold on. Tupac had begun to recover. When he died, there was a rush to cremate him as somebody had whispered in the Phoenix air that Tupac's father might surface to contest her claim on their estate. So many of Tupac's songs spoke of his buried. So many of Tupac's songs spoke of his being buried in a coffin, but cremation would destroy any DNA for testing should Tupac's father surface. It would also destroy any evidence of poison. Keep in mind that Harry O took sick immediately after being given a 7-Up by David Kenner during his last friendly visit. Harry O nearly died, but Lydia Harris was convinced her husband had been poisoned. Yo, this shit is fucking crazy. Yo. This is a wiretap. Wait, hold on. Wiretap of corrupt Rampart cops. Number 18. Get rid of the guns. Tim Brennan excludes Danny Patton from the list of the Bloods. Reggie Wright Jr. talks to his father about the upcoming raids, gets information so that he can prepare the gangs for what was about to happen. They were able to steer the investigation to locations that had been swept before the raids occurred. These motherfuckers is dirty, bro. Holy shit. And this is from, if Reggie was going to regain Suge's trust, he was going to need to show him the ultimate grand gesture. As the hearing approached, Reggie and Ken appeared to be working hard to secure Suge Knight's freedom. They also appeared to have a major setback when it was learned that Frank Alexander, the only credible witness, had told investigators that Suge had kicked Orlando Anderson. Reggie had made it very public that Frank was now a rat, a snitch, and that he should be killed. Those rumors got back to Frank quickly. There were many of Frank's friends offering confirmation. Death Row Records want you dead, dead. Reggie even threatened Frank directly. What are you and your wife going to do? Going to hide it? Oh shit, bro. Wait, where is the part? Suge ain't stupid, bro. Suge is not stupid, y'all. Suge figured it out. Suge figured it out. Wait, what number is this? Number 11. Number 11 is what? Frank Allen's in an interview with Brent Becker. Under the plan, Kenner and Wright Jr. had devised Suge's death was preferably, but Suge being incarcerated with no ability to, under California law, to conduct business from prison was a very secure position for them. They had Suge drain all of the working capital out of the bank accounts. They eliminated the account, financial records, and stopped all the activity within the company. The employees were not being paid, and loyalty to Suge was waning. Still, Reggie wasn't worried about money. He said to Michael Moore, "We won't be wanting for anything." He confided in Michael Moore because he knew he had no choice. He knew that Michael Moore had heard Gotham come over to Rice Radio at the time of the Tupac shooting and attempted murder of Suge. They exchanged a glance. As long as Reggie could pay Moore, he would remain silent. Reggie invented work for Moore. He already had a full-scale mop-up in the aftermath of the shooting. Well, that didn't work. That didn't work. I said, Reggie, if you had he had like 20 guys working security off-duty cops. I said, why would you have all those guys over here at the hotel and have one guy with Tupac? Now, all the time Tupac had been out and I had been with him, I always went by myself. It was just me and him all the time. About 2 weeks prior, actually 2 weeks before he was shot, about 1:30 in the morning on Sunset up here, we saw the sheriffs rode up. We were on Sunset, and I can't think of the cross street right where Sunset and West Hollywood turns into Beverly Hills. They wanted to go out clubbing. Tupac was driving the Rolls Royce with all the outlaws in the back. I was in the back of the car. A couple of guys came up along his car, and they, in the early model Toyota sedan, dark colored, black guys, gang members, started flashing all kinds of signs, whatever, this and that. I am like, damn, here I am by myself. I exit the car, using caution, going up. I pulled my badge and I said, look, guys, I'm an off-duty cop. Just go ahead and get out of here. So they started all sorts of bullshit, this and that. And so, of course, the group with Tupac, they started acting, come on, let's fight, motherfuckers, this and that. So by the time, I told the driver, I said, let me see your hands like this. No, man, fuck that. He ain't going to do this and he ain't going to do that. I said, look, motherfucker, by this time I pulled my gun down by my side. I said, look, get your ass on. It is like this. So they turned around and he says, oh, man, geez, he got a gun. So they sped off. Okay. I want to see the part where Suge fired Reggie. Reggie allegedly was going to fucking shoot Kevin Hagee. They was going to set that nigga up. I'm still bugging out that fucking Reggie father was with Buntree when he got killed. And they didn't shoot his father? What the fuck Buntree was doing riding around with Reggie father, bro? And Marv James be hanging with this nigga? You know, Frank had called me in early November. Reggie wanted him to come out to the office. So I was on duty that night. So I drove over there and I met Frank. And he says, you know, can you please stand by? I said, you know, I really don't want to get involved with this mess. So whoever the attorney was in there with Reggie, they knew that I was out. I was on duty. They knew I was out there. And he said, don't bring fucking Kevin ass in here because he is all pissed off. And so, you know, I figured by that time, of course, his daddy started leaking things in. Well, of course, I had been talking with the FBI and so on and so on. And about, I would say, March of last year, March or February, I get a call from Reggie out the blue. Kevin, I need a favor. Can you drive for me? This and that. And I'm like, what? Can I drive for you? I said, Reggie, what do you think I am? Fucking stupid? I said, you know me well enough to know right now. I said, if you want to do something to me, you want to go ahead and take me out. I said, be a man, take me out. Because he knows if he comes up against me one-on-one, he will lose. Reggie says, oh, fuck you, motherfucker. I can have you killed at any given time. I said, Reggie, you know where I'm at. I said, it's your ball game. Do what you got to do. But as I said again, hey, he is trying to set me up. He hadn't talked to me for 4 or 5 months. He said I was a snitch, the whole shebang, this, that, this, and that. And then all of a sudden he calls me up and he wants me to drive for him. You know, I'm surprised Reggie ass is not in prison. I know he used to hold money. I know he used to handle shit. Handle shit. Man, listen, bro. Where is the part where Suge let Reggie go? This shit is crazy, bro. That's right here. Now here you go. 3 days after Pac died, watch officers Jetta and Yamato were working the crime suppression detail to address gang activity problems at Death Row Records. 18730 Oxnard Street, Suite 211. Officer Jettis spoke with the head of security at Death Row, Reggie Wright Jr., and was informed by Mr. Wright that since the death of Tupac, Marion Suge Knight was now using gangsters from Compton as his own personal bodyguards and that they were armed. If Reggie was going to regain trust, Oh, it is it, the line before, paragraph before. But what wasn't certain was who was going to run Death Row Records. After the shooting in Vegas, but before Suge's arrest, he was using his inner circle as bodyguards instead of Reggie Wright's or Right Way personnel, as was customary. After the shooting in Vegas, but before Suge's arrest, he was using his inner circle as bodyguards instead of Reggie or Right Way's personnel, as was customary. Reggie saw this as an opportunity to snitch on Suge by telling police about his clear probation violation. This is some mind-blowing shit. Suge realized once he saw, allegedly, Rafael Perez in that car doing the shooting, not Keefe D, not Orlando Anderson, he knew to get the fuck away from Reggie, bro. He knew it. This nigga Reggie's a super fucking snitch. This nigga out here be calling people snitches. This nigga's telling on everything, bro. Reggie said, Reggie said he ain't know Rafael Perez and David Mack, right? They ain't never worked in Death Row, right? But I showed y'all. We got 6 witnesses, right? Trady, Suge Knight, Layla, C-Style, Joe Cool, Chief Parks, right? Here go another witness.
Could you turn that around so the camera can see it and tell me whether you can identify the folks in that photograph?
This person right here was a sometime bodyguard, Rafael Perez. This is David Mack. I can't remember this cat's name right here.
Okay. Did you see that person before?
Yes, I've seen him before, but I don't remember his name.
Did David Mack, to your knowledge, ever appear to be performing either bodyguard services or any type of security work for Death Row?
Yes.
Foundation, false speculation.
Yes, he was, because at the club, Suge said if I had any problems, to go to him. Tupac and Suge said go to this other guy in the ring.
Is that how many witnesses that? That's 1, him, Suge Knight, Layla, Joe Cool, C-Style, Chief Parks, Jimmy Iovine. I just left him out. Who I'm leaving out, y'all? How many witnesses that do we need? How more witnesses do we need? And y'all still go and support this nigga, fake ass Tupac loving nigga with a white boy with a Tupac channel? Like, imagine Tupac alive and he found out this white boy got a whole fucking page channel and shit, sitting there telling Tupac stories with the nigga that allegedly got fucking Tupac killed. I don't believe y'all motherfuckers be sitting there watching and subscribing to this bullshit and all this evidence. Suge in jail, Pac is dead. And y'all niggas support this fucking cop? This crooked cop? Y'all niggas is crazy, bro. How much more evidence do y'all need? Please tell me. How much more evidence do y'all need? And Buntry's mad at, Mal James is mad at Suge for his brother getting killed. But he's sitting there cool with Reggie. Yo, this shit is, this whole shit is crazy. Why is Marv James cool with Reggie, bro? This shit don't make no sense. This shit don't make no sense, bro. I'm telling you, Reggie's a master manipulator, boy. He is a master manipulator, boy. This is y'all born first nigga right here. That's the white boy that y'all sit there and subscribe to thinking Tupac fuck with this boy. Y'all think Suge Knight fuck with this white boy. Y'all niggas is crazy, bro. I don't know. The Adam 22s, the Vlads, this nigga, y'all just love giving y'all black dollars to the white boy, but y'all don't fucking support your own people. I don't get it. These motherfuckers allegedly got Pac killed. You can use your own discretion with all the information you see, and y'all fuck with that? Niggas allegedly sent Suge to jail and get up there and tell Suge Knight stories. Niggas killed Tupac and they get talk about Tupac stories, allegedly. Y'all niggas is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. With all this information, I don't understand how these motherfuckers ain't arrest this nigga yet. I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. Yo, K, Paper Chaser, good looking. Yo, are you kidding me? I don't think a lot of y'all knew this, none of this information. I don't think y'all knew this information. I didn't. I still want to know who some of these people are. Who's this other guy they say got killed? Bobby, let's see. What's his real name? We about to look these shits up. These killings. Bobby Finch. Let's see. Oh, shit. Oh, this is going to be interesting. Let's see what this got to say. The fuck just happened? No way in hell. Oh, okay. Why did they kill him, bro? Oh shit. Okay, y'all, here we go. Rapper shooting leads to 22 arrests. That's a lot of niggas, bro. Right? Now, here's the crazy shit to me. All this shit happened in Compton. All these niggas get killed to everything. And Biggie wasn't even out there, right? He wasn't in Vegas. Back then, niggas wasn't saying Biggie killed Pac. So what was all the hatred for Big for? Leading up to Big getting killed? Because of the quad shit? Anyway, let's go through this real quick. Los Angeles, blood spills in the aftermath of Tupac Shakur's slaying led to the arrest of 22 people yesterday and raids involving more than 300 police officers from 2 states. Why it? You know what? Let me just read it. 3 people have died so far in the gang violence in Compton, California, that police say was triggered by the September 7th gangland-style attack in Las Vegas that left superstar rapper mortally wounded. Las Vegas police assisted officers in the pre-dawn sweeps in Southern California from Compton to Long Beach, and they plan to question several of the suspects in connection with Mr. Shakur's slaying. The motives for some of these shootings may have been retaliation for the Tupac shooting in Las Vegas, said Compton Police Captain Stephen Roller. We felt that most of them are related. In all, there have been 12 shootings in Compton since September 7th, police said. Captain Roller said that in one of their 3 slayings investigated in raids, Bobby Finch, believed to have been a one-time bodyguard in the recording industry, was targeted in an apparent drive-by while waiting for a friend. This nigga knew something. Mr. Finch was shot and killed days after Mr. Shakur was wounded, but before the rapper died 6 days after the Las Vegas attack. The other shooting targeted 2 men who were working on a car at a carport. They were attacked Friday, September 13th, the day Shakur died, Captain Roller said. There are shootings, unfortunately, on a routine basis in Compton, Captain Roller said. We experienced a decrease in gang activity. There are shootings, unfortunately, blah, blah. Captain Roller says suspects are arrested. Wait, hold on. Where the fuck was I at? Oh, we experienced a decrease in gang activity at the time Tupac got shot. But we did experience an increase on certain sets of individuals. We zeroed in on those particular sets and the shootings they were involved with. Captain Roller said the suspects arrested Wednesday whose ages range from 18 to early 30s, are being held on suspicion of murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and other charges in connection with the Compton violence. Las Vegas authority told Compton officials that they would be interested in talking to all of our suspects. Mr. Shakur, one of rap's most successful and notorious singers, was shot after attending the Mike Tyson Bruce Seldon boxing match in Las Vegas. He was hit by 4 bullets as he rode in a car driven by Marion Suge Knight, the head of Death Row Records, Shakur's label. That's it. Was Bobby Finch working for Death Row? Let me see. Oh, shit. I gotta leave this shit alone. This shit's too deep, bro. Lord have mercy. This shit is too motherfucking deep. Lord have mercy, y'all. Look at this shit here. Oh, God. This motherfucking rabbit hole is too deep. I gotta leave this shit alone. This shit is too deep. This rabbit hole go way too deep. Look at this shit. Bobby O.G. Finch, room in Southside Crip, murdered by neck bone from the mob. Murdered by neck bone from the mob. Shot it out living down in L.A. Park. First casualty of the mob South war after Pac was shot and rumored to be in the white Cadillac to be shot. Wait, what? What the fuck? Yo, bro. Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. Whoa. This nigga was in the white Cadillac? So it was the police, bro. Allegedly. What the fuck? What the fuck, yo? Hey, yo. Bobby O.G. Finch, room in Southside Crip. This nigga was a cop. Murdered by neck bone from the mob. First casualty of the Mob South War after Pac was shot and rumored to be in the white Cadillac that shot him. Most likely mistaken for his next door neighbor, SSC Corey Edwards. Who's Corey Edwards, bro? Hold on, I gotta see what y'all saying over here because there might be some Compton people over here. Russell Pooh was right all along. Sounds like some police shot him. No, he wasn't. Who is that? Just when you thought it was over, bam, damn. Great work, choke. Is this the guy Gaddafi saw? Reggie knocked him off before it got too deep, allegedly. Remember the lodges run the gangs and the police. Russell Poole is a legend. He had it all figured out a long time ago. Told you Keefe D was rolling with the crooked cops. I live around the corner from Bobby. They hit him after dropping off his daughter. Bobby wasn't in the car and never hung out with them. Mind blowing. Hell nah. That's cop on cop crime. Dirty dishes. You got to hit me up on Instagram or email me, chokenojoke@gmail. That's Orlando, homie. Southside Crips. The dude Fox interviewed. That's why Suge never spoke, because it was the police. I believe that 10,000%. This shit is bugged out, bro. Corey Edwards is the dude that owns the house where they found the gun in the backyard. The guy that said he saw Orlando at the bar, that's who Corey Edwards is. The one that said, yeah, and that other shit that that's how Vegas knew it wasn't Orlando. Because they knew they had video of him at the bar at the time of the murder. These murders ain't solved because the police did it. Yeah, of course. You know how much they would get sued? If a fucking wrongful death of the police killed Tupac and Biggie, LA would be broke. LA would be broken in America. Yo, this shit right here. Somebody said, how we know Neckbone killed him? I usually don't read comments, but on this one I am. How we know Neckbone killed him? He was a known hitter. I talked to some people from Compton. Jesus Christ, that's fucked. Murder in front of his mom and 10-year-old daughter. And for nothing, they got the wrong guy. Neckbone trade, Heron, Buntry too. Big Rock got knocked, but this one's for you. I hit the studio and drop a jewel, hoping it pay. Getting high, watching time fly, to live and die in L.A. Big Rock was locked up because of a home invasion he did with Poochie, G, Buntry, Juju, and Lip Dog on a bounty hunter after one of them kidnapped Dog. G told Poochie to shoot someone, but Poochie said his gun jammed. Rock took Poochie's gun and shooting it, and it worked, and he ended up getting his second strike for it. Trey was the homie who got his medallion snatched by Baby Lane, started the beef. Actually, I think Southside was already pissed when Pac said, and if you want to be down with Bad Boy, then fuck you too, and hit him up because they thought he was coming at them because they worked security for Big. Bunchy chased the Cadillac and returned fire, but didn't manage to hit any of them. Buntry and Heron would both get killed and Looters Park, Fruitown War. Let's see something. What is this here? This shit is way too deep. All right, let me see. This is. All right, let me read this just because. Tupac Amaru Shakur, hip hop shining serpent, was gone, and now so was Bobby Ray Finch under a cloudless stretch of LA sky. Finch's friends and family made a mournful circuit around Inglewood Cemetery. Low-flying planes swept tremendously shadows over the somber procession of mothers and off-duty officers, neighbors, and fellow bodyguards, former gang members, and present-day Colos, a girlfriend robbed of a lover, a daughter robbed of a father, and a reporter trying his best to look inconspicuous at an intimate family gathering. I've been covering this story since September 7th, 1996, when a hail bullets tore into Tupac's body for the second time and final time in his brief life. Now, on September 18th, 6 days after Shakur's death, I looked on as one by one, Bobby Finch family filed and stared into his lifeless body. The carnations lying on the casket, as well as the casket itself, where baby blue, seeming to confirm reports that Bobby was a member of the Mark gang, the Southside Crips, and was killed in retaliation for Tupac shooting. On the morning of September 11th, Finch, age 30, was murdered in front of his mama's house in Compton while sitting at the wheel of his new Acura. He had just dropped off his 10-year-old daughter at school and was heading to the gym for a workout. According to a witness, a Honda Civic hatchback pulled up alongside Finch and shots were fired. He was taken to Martin Luther King Medical Center with multiple chest wounds and pronounced dead minutes later after arrival. This was a case of mistaken identity. Bobby wasn't no gangbanger. He wasn't part of that lifestyle, said LaShawn Smith, godfather of Bobby's daughter, in frustration. Look, he told me, if you live in the area, you know people around here. If somebody in the neighborhood did something wrong, the entire neighborhood will suffer the consequences. The whole neighborhood is at risk. When the gangs do shit like this, they go after the ballers. Explain LaShawn. High rollers, blah, blah, blah. Nigga, they got money. We know what high roll is. They aim to take out the money first. Because Bobby had a nice car, they assumed he was a baller. He was a bodyguard, but he didn't work for none of them rappers. He had nothing to do with any of this. Finch was one of the fatalities among 13 shootings police say resulted from the attack on Shakur and Knight. The two other dead men, Timothy Flanagan and Marcus Child, were believed to be Pyru Bloods. One of the survivors, a Southside Crip leader named Darnell Brim, was also ambushed in a convenience store and shot several times. An innocent bystander, 10-year-old Lakeisha McNeese, caught a stray bullet in the back. Damn. When the shooter approached Brim's fallen body, gun outstretched to finish the job, he saw Lakeisha wounded form lying beneath Brim's. He paused and then walked away without firing. As I stood in the back of the church at Finn's funeral, listening to a young woman sing the last stanzas of Precious Lord, someone grabbed me by the arm and pulled me out of the service. He was a hulking, off-duty LAPD officer, one of several cops regularly employed by Death Row as security guards. He recognized me as one of the reporters who stood vigil outside the Vegas hospital where Tupac took his final breaths. "What are you doing here?" he whispered, his eyes darting. "Just trying to find out what's going on. I hope you realize you're playing a dangerous game." "What do you mean?" "Just be careful with what you write." And so it has gone for months. Cryptic warnings demanding anonymity, lies and whispers. Few in LA have been willing to speak on record about anything relating to the ongoing Death Row saga. Vegas police have alternately affirmed and denied that they have any suspects in Tupac's murder. They have yet to arrest anyone, even though a 29-year-old Compton resident named Orlando Anderson was reportedly heard bragging about his involvement after the shooting. I don't know what this is. In a large photo, Barnes gave the correct names on all the subjects your affiant knew. However, when Barnes got to a person your affiant knew as Orlando Anderson, aka Little Land or Lane, he gave a false name. Your affiant told him that your affiant knew the subject to be Orlando Anderson, and he denied it on a couple of occasions. Finally, Barnes said, "Yeah, that's Lando." Your affiant asked why he lied, and he said, "Because he is my cousin." Is this Keefe D? Your affiant recalls seeing Barnes driving a brown vehicle in the 1300 block of East Glencoe, and that Anderson was the passenger in the vehicle about an hour before going to 1315 East Glencoe. On September 11, 1996, approximately at 9:05, Bobby Finch was killed in a driveway shooting at 513 South Mayo, Southside Crip area. Informants have told police that Mal Pyrus are suspected in this murder. The suspect was described as a black male in a tan or red 7080s Honda Civic hatchback. On September 11, 1996, 1500 hours, a confidential, reliable informant, CRI, contacted Sergeant Baker. The CRI observed two male blacks drive a late model white Cadillac into a automotive shop. At White and Alondra. The Cadillac appeared to be a rental. The informant recognized one of the occupants to be Monk, Jerry Bonds, from the Southside Crips, and gave a matching description of Bond. The informant made this observation on Monday, September 9th, 1996. Wait, hold on. Who's Jerry Bonds? Homicide. We viewed a videotape of the assault on a male black who I recognize to be Orlando Anderson, aka Baby Lane, by Tupac Shakur, Marion Knight, and other Death Row Records people. The tape was of the events after the Mike Tyson fight at the MGM Hotel. Las Vegas Police Department advised that a newer model white Cadillac possibly followed the entourage of vehicles after the fight and was the vehicle used by the suspects who shot Tupac Shakur. Las Vegas Police Department advised that the vehicle contained 2 to 4 male black occupants. They have received several anonymous calls, mostly saying Baby Lane shot Tupac. They also received calls saying Donnell Brim, Bobby Finch, and Davian Brooks were also in the vehicle with Baby Lane. Yo, I'm done with these niggas, bro. Where the fuck is these other niggas, bro? Where's these other niggas? Who is these other niggas? What was the other niggas' names? Terry, Big Dre. Hold on, let me find out Keefe D real name. I need Keefe D real name. Dwayne Keith Davis. Dwayne Keith Davis. Now, who they say in this car again? 2 to 4 male black occupants. They have received several anonymous calls, mostly saying Baby Lane shot Tupac. They have also received calls saying Donnell Brim, Bobby Finch, and Davion Brooks were also in the vehicle with Baby Lane. Keefe D ain't getting arrested, bro. This nigga was lying, bro. Las Vegas Police Department said that they received a few more calls saying that Terrence Brown, a.k.a. T. Brown, a Southside Crip, and Davion Brooks were in the car with Baby Lane. Davion Brooks, that's not Dwayne Keefe Davis. What the fuck is going on here, y'all? It's a lot of lying going on here, y'all. Keefe D ain't going to jail. Las Vegas, the people. Who is Davion Brooks? Davion Brooks. We're in the car with Baby Lane. And who's calling, giving these motherfuckers these niggas' names in Vegas? Reggie? Like, who the fuck would know out of all the niggas that was in the car? Nobody from Suge's side would know these niggas. Well, they would, don't get me wrong, if they was known. Well, who would be making these phone calls to give up these names? And Keefe D name ain't in this shit. Keefe D name is not in here, y'all. We got like 6 names. Ain't none of them Keefe D. Las Vegas Police Department had a Las Vegas address on Davion Brooks. The address was subsequently I'll butcher that word every time. Subsequently, checked by Las Vegas Police Department. Brooks had moved the first week of September 1996. Department lease was David Keefe, aka Tank, an employee of the MGM Hotel in Las Vegas. That ain't Dwayne Keefe Davis. Brooks had moved the first week of September 1996. The apartment lease was David Keefe, aka Tank, an employee of the MGM Hotel in Las Vegas. And the same person Field interviewed after a Compton shooting on September 10th, 1996. Las Vegas Police Department record revealed Keefe was arrested for a warrant on September 11th in 1996 in Las Vegas. The Nevada license plate number 278 GSM on the vehicle drive by David Keefe in Compton came back to the 2109 Haviland. So they did find out the license plate of the fucking Cadillac, right? Or is this just David Keefe car? The Nevada license plate 27A GSM on the vehicle drive by David Keefe in Compton came back to the 2109 caliber rounds recovered from 1315 East Glencoe and confirmed that 40 caliber shells casings were recovered at the Tupac Shakur shooting scene. There might be a page missing. Las Vegas Police Department provided us a copy of a visitor's log to the security gated community that Marion Suge Knight lives in Las Vegas for the dates of September 7th, 1996 through September 8th, 1996. Your client noted that after the shooting of Tupac, later on September 7, 1996, early morning of September 8, 1996, several persons arrived at Knight's residence. Some of the persons checked in were Frank, Hen Dog, Buntry, Neckbone, K-Dog, and Trey. Some of the same persons, confidential informant number 3 had reported were in the entourage during the shooting. On the morning of September 18, 1996, Bobby Finch's funeral was held. Your client was contacted by an anonymous informant. The informant said he grew up with Finch and that Finch grew up in the Southside Crip area and had Southside Crip friends. The informant said the mob killed French. Anderson came out of 1409 South Burris and got into a Blazer and left the location. Officers lost the Blazer, which was heading eastbound out of the city. The Blazer license is registered to Thais Lanier. I ain't gonna read all the addresses and shit. Bellflower, who also lists an address of blank, blank, blank. The full-size black Chevrolet Blazer matches the description of the suspect's vehicle used in the homicide of Albert Webb on April 12, 1996. The informants have told your client that Orlando Anderson and DeAndre Smith committed this murder and were both armed with Mac 11 type weapons. On September 19, 1996, the Mac 11 assault pistol recovered from 1409 South Burris along with cases recovered from the homicide, cases, blah, 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 and attempt murder, blah, blah, blah numbers were submitted to the Los Angeles County Sheriff Department Crime Lab for comparison. On September 19, 1996, Joe Bryant was contacted by the Deputy Fournier, by Deputy Fournier, whatever his fucking name is. The department was contacted by informants who stated that Orlando Anderson had 4 guns in his possession. The Southside Crips have access to approximately 30 guns stored in an unknown apartment in the Atlantic Drive Crips area, and several AK-47 rifles were just delivered to the Mall Piru area. Deputy Fournier also contacted another informant who said that that same information. Okay. Mistaken for his next door neighbor, SSC Corey Edwards. Let's see what they say. Later guy himself got out of there. Basically, they threatened him what was going to happen. And of course, Hodgman's office started calling him down once they got going to go ahead to revoke Suge's probation. Hold on, I need to blow this up. All right. Wait, what to say? Suge's probation. So basically, he got threatened. Frank had called me in the early November. Reggie wanted him to come out to the office. So I was on duty that night. So I drove over there and met Frank. I read this. Yeah, I read this. Yeah, that's that for that. This shit is crazy, bro. This shit go. This is yo. I don't know how they said like y'all killed up all this shit and y'all blaming Biggie. Wait. Let's see this. I'm still under fair use, y'all. Here's my copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976 allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, common news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips to balance in favor of fair use. Let's look at this real quick.
Okay, today we're going to dig into Bobby Finch.
I don't need to hear the music. If they just gonna play music, shit, we could just watch the fucking video. Crest was denied. Reggie Wright, in his own words, I can have you killed at any time. Wait, what did it say? A couple of weeks past the Biggie, Reggie said he wanted to drive somewhere. Reggie said he could have him killed. Where are we going to get the motherfuckers that down Pac, Biggie, and his crew? Reggie, what? Reggie controls the drug trade in Compton. Statement by LAPD Detective Fred Miller. Whoa. Whoa. Reggie did get arrested for running drugs. Reggie did get arrested for drug trafficking, y'all. Wow. This shit is deep. During this interview, LAPD Detective Miller stated to your declarant that Reggie Wright Jr. controlled the dope trafficking in Compton, California, and Wright's father, Reggie Wright Sr., who serves on the Compton Police Department, was concealing his son's involvement with the street crimes that he believed Reggie Wright Jr. was calling the shots and having people murdered over drug transactions. Reggie, you dangerous, nigga. I don't want no smoke with your ass. Jesus Christ. Miller said Reggie Wright Jr. was calling the shots and having people murdered over drug transactions. During this interview, LAPD Detective Miller stated to your declarant that Reggie Wright controlled the dope trafficking in California, the dope trafficking in Compton, California, and Wright's father, Reggie Sr., who served on the Compton Police. All right, they played that twice. Hackey said, common knowledge, Burrell and Wright robbing dope dealers. Oh my God, bro. Hackey stated that Officer Burrell, a murdered officer, plus Reggie Wright Jr. were at one time partners in patrol. Hackey said that it was common knowledge with many police officers that Burrell and Wright were robbing dope dealers of their money and narcotics on duty. They were notorious for stealing money. Yo, bro. Oh my God, yo. This dirty ass nigga. Oh, buddy. Who wrote this? I watched one of your videos regarding Reggie Wright Jr. and Sr. arrest, and I was in tears of joy to hear the day has come for justice in so many ways. Well, for me, it's been 21 long, painful years that started on a Wednesday morning, a little after 9 a.m., 9/11, 1996. I was the Mr. Douglas, I pray that their arrest brings victory and unity to our city and peace and closure to countless family who have lost their loved ones in the name of greed, corruption, and pure evil that plagued the city of Compton. Mother screaming that Bobby had just been shot. This is just a part of the memories I carry for all the years. So when you mentioned Bobby's name, it blew my breath away. I replayed his death 21 years to see if there would be something I missed in our final conversation or signs and signals. "13 rounds were let off. Was he competition for right way?" In a conversation I had with him 48 hours before his death, he mentioned with Keith Davis and warned me to be careful because the South Side will be getting dangerous, still refusing to give me detail. Mr. Hackey, and I don't know if you know, one of our officers, Lawrence Finch, the school district, his brother was the first one shot, Bobby Finch. He was shot over on Mayo. Mr. Miller, Hackey. Finch has with me, and basically thereafter, when all the raids started, there was a lot. They got information prior to. Now to this day, Finch believes, of course, that Reggie has something to do with it, which Reggie Sr.? Okay, let me rephrase this. Finch was a setup. He walked out of his car. He walked out to his car, got in the car, going to take off. Some guy pulled up on the sedan and pumped a couple of rounds through the car. he left his house based upon the statement that Reggie had made to me. He basically said to me, don't mention that to Suge. I already know about it. And I'm like, well, you know, how do you know? This just happened within the last 3-4 minutes. Anyhow, there was an individual, and I can't think of his name offhand right now, but he had got out of, he was released back in, I want to say, the shooting actually occurred in May of 1995 or May 31st, and he was killed May of 96. This guy was killed off of 54th. And then it was mentioned before, that Neckbone and Buntree went into his house because he had some death row tapes or something. I don't know. Morning I was in. Maybe I hadn't got to the plane there yet, but it was that Tuesday morning before I got to Vegas. I called Reggie and I said, Reggie, Finn's brother just got killed. How do you know about that? Whatever. I mean, the dispatcher at the Compton School Police, Barbara, just called me. This occurred within like 3 or 4 minutes because of one of the officers from the Compton College, because we read this. So it just repeats. Reggie's a dangerous motherfucker. I'm scared of you, Reggie. You ain't no cop, J. Reed. You a motherfucking gangster, nigga. Lord have mercy. I see why Reggie get away with so much shit. These niggas scared of Reggie. Reggie's a motherfucking gangster, boy. Lord, man. That's enough for the night, goddamn it. God damn, Reggie. Sheesh. You was a legend stick-up kid, huh? Oh, you Ralphiel Perez of Compton, nigga. You the Ralphiel Perez of Compton, nigga. Out here robbing niggas. Taking their drugs and shit. Allegedly. Ooh, nigga. Oh, my God, y'all. I know y'all heads got to be blown off tonight. Holy sheesh. I got to sleep on this one. We're going to talk about this tomorrow, man. Leave comments when I'm going, leave the comments on this video, man. I got to see what, oh, sheesh. Woo! Lord have mercy, bro. Suge Knight. Them niggas try to line Suge up, man. They sent Suge to jail. They tried to take his company. They went and cleaned out the bank accounts. Yo, it's a lot of shit we found out tonight, goddammit. Holy sheesh. Good night. Please subscribe, man. I deserve a subscription for this one. I deserve a bunch of cash apps for this one. Woo! Reggie, you the Alonzo of motherfucking Compton, nigga. You Alonzo of Compton. We know now. God damn. No joke out here in DR. My man Delvin. See him?
Yeah. In Dominican Republic.
All right.
Yeah.
We here.
Yeah. Joke, no joke. Primo, you ain't want to give me no beat, so I'm stealing one. Take it personal. You know you my guy, Primo, love you. You gonna give me a beat after this one. I never thought that you would cry me, go against me, and backstab me. Third eye is strong, word is bond. Put you on the fakes, and now you won. I gave you support, and you play me. For those who play with butt, yeah, I'm talking Breakfast Club, Revolt, whatever. All I know is birds of a feather. Hang with those that they hate. Once the realness, now you fake, and I see through you. What you gonna do when they book you and your Duke shoot? I know you think I'm expose you. This ain't no threat, take it personal. Choke, no joke. 2023, it's all me. You hear me? 2023 is all me. They say, why I don't come around the game? Cause all y'all dudes undercover gay. And I don't play those fucking games. Yo, stop the track, I'm fucking Slay. Rest in peace, K Slay, man. Let's get to the next one. Oh yeah. My man had to come through and make sure it went through. Y'all niggas is in trouble. Choke, no joke. I ain't no joke, the mixtape. We here now. You already know. Let's go. Choke chillin', got away from them billin'. Ain't shit really changed though, I'm still that villain. I'm making money with rhyme, fuck black on black crime. Beef and money don't mix, like Muslims and swine. I'm talking milk, penicillin, y'all be illin'. Y'all be thinking y'all killers, with y'all screw face grillin'. Kick that bullshit to me, y'all be wet though like Bruce Lee and Brandon and Hearst on the highway to heaven. Man, you making mad threats and stuck in one section. I'm OBP like Naughty, making connections. Talking under your breath, get you something you don't need. 2 fully loaded Macs, filled up with heat. Nigga, you sweeter than 30 days for a body. Pop shit to these niggas, see me walk by me. But I ain't looking for no beef, I don't eat bologna. But I bring a whole cow if you run up on me. Shiesty, try me and hype me to peel your wig back like 10 cent icy. Bring it, stop bluffing, I got your threats, they mean nothing. I respond like Bond, I come through, I'm bombing. Playing bodegas, flipping Montega. You tan in the Jacks, I tan in Jamaica. Faker, wouldn't bust if he raped ya. Your chick outblazed her, hit it like Jada. While you blew up a pager, had to breathe like Vader. Your star at war, with the lightsaber. I'm here to lyrically tear your red, nigga, you a spear. I jack you up, now you outta here. Throw me on the 600. Now fucking nigga humming, blowing down 8th Ave with a bad bitch blunted. I take it there. Y'all niggas don't want it. Y'all niggas don't want it. Y'all niggas don't want it with no joke. Who you thought it be? Represent the NYC. Bring it on if you niggas want some of me. Have y'all niggas feeling it like Jay-Z. No joke, who you thought it be? Represent the NYC. Bring it on if you niggas want some of me. Bronze King like the LORD-FINE-double-SC. And that bullshit y'all do, y'all niggas don't stress me. Oh yeah, and you already know, Eden War what it is. Choke, no joke, I ain't no joke. The mixtape, we here now. stadium. Don't follow those cats. Choke, no joke. You already know. Let's go out the Grey Go. Now I'm out the game. Feel good not pitching in the hood. And I really don't think I could go back to selling crack and stashing them packs in my ass. I maintain weekly money the same. And nah, I don't go through them games. Niggas testing my brain with them triple beams filled with change. Pot crack, grams in the drain. Get hit with the fake exchange. Like baking soda flour after being on Broadway for hours. Getting knocked, being back at start. Niggas testing if I got heart. Pushing me to pop some shots. Just stop the ball before the start. Old lady with the binocs. Give description to cops. Why they try to tear us apart with that good cop, bad cop. I ain't going for the game, he ain't tell you a thing. Your partners with them saying the same. You can tighten them cups till you see veins. Stop fucking yanking them now. They might fuck you if you ain't sane. And nigga never sniff cocaine. And I don't care what game or part of the area you claim. Praise Scarface, you must be insane. Nigga, Tony fucked the boss Dane. His right hand man, he's slain to get his back blown out the game. Do it on the low, let nobody know. No pillow talk to home. And if he step on your toes, don't bust a blank. Cause everybody will know. Or get out the game. They say that change is good. It's a lot of stress in the hood. And I know if you could, you would. Get out the game, but you stuck in that time. Where the nigga in public like shine. For a witness to drop a dime. For self-defense, do or die. Celebs doing time. Mike Vick on the child line. Even Kobe, Jason Williams, Gage, kick like Shinobi. Little Kim for perjury. You know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up, right? Let's go. When it's late night, make sure it's packed tight. And when you take those flights, never eye the Jake in sight. And shake them fuckers when they dead to right. Making a fifth go rumble. Because of stick up trouble. Blasting your gap for a cat. For in fact, with some crap that don't involve you. For some dudes that don't love you. All they wanna do is pawn you. Until you go down. And don't do shit for you when you lock down. Or even when you touch down. But they tell you to go to the pound. The same block that gave you a pound. Years in the pen, now you live it again. What mind state are you in? When you back it for 10. And you was just waiting for a teen to come home to relive it again. Entrapment should be a sin. The way they reel us in. Roll us to a revolving door to bring us in. This shit is insane. The game is insane. The game will fuck with your brain. That's why I'm out the game. Yeah. Just get out the game, man. I know they told y'all there's only 2 ways out. Jail and death. Nah, just get out, nigga. Just get out, man. It's easy. Just walk away, nigga. If they care about you, they'll let you go. If you in the game and you wanna go and get a better life, and they won't let you walk away, what do that say? Get out the game, nigga. You wanna sleep easy, nigga? Look at these rap niggas, nigga. You wanna be the next rapper? Trapper, clapper, federal indictment rapper, huh? I keep telling y'all niggas, man, get out the game, man. Choke no joke. Grego, you already know. The beast is chemical, baby. That's why I'm out the game. Choke no joke. no joke. You know what it is.
Hey, son.
Hi, when are you coming home?
Mommy's not coming home.
Why?
Goodbye.
Where are you? Where are you?
Mommy's not coming home.
Why?
Tell Daddy I'm not coming home.
Why?
Goodbye. Bye. What am I supposed to do? Tell this 10-year-old boy I'm getting some new dick or something?
Check. Yeah. Choke, no joke. Know what it is. This go out to the desperate housewives in New York, Atlanta, Texas, California, Miami, Mississippi. I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. Yeah. I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. It was quick how it happened. We was just chatting, had a lot in common. I kept her laugh in the department in which a man was lacking. He was the king of the ship. Somehow I became captain. My swag on platinum, all my goldie just smacking. Then phone sex had happened. Things went left. I common interest in sex, something like Little Kim and Hugh F. We knew if we met, it would be electric. Then the day came and we met. It was beyond my dream, a dream so sweet it made me scream. It was like a dream, knew why he made a queen. I wanted to find Marty McFly and use that time machine. Run up in the church, create a scene. Object to that wedding and give her my ring like I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. Yeah. I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. I fell harder than a mother, my number one lover. Yo, under them covers was like no other. Had everything in common. I used to love her until he bugged her. Bitch, motherfucker. Device in the whip, had to call it quits. Hit us like a brick. We both sick. Now she got dilemma, like Kelly the kids. I'm calm, wish I never met the chick. Missing her seafood and our trips. Sex in the soul house, we did that shit. Sexing on the tent, we risked that shit. We both freaky as fuck, I miss my chick. Well, never mind, there to take him off of mine. Kindred spirits, just the wrong time. Get divorced, you can hit my line. Until I repent, it's next lifetime. Like, I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. Yeah. I never thought in my life, not me, I fall for another man's wife. Oh God, I know that it sound trite. I'm caught up with a desperate housewife. Choke, no joke. You already know. It's that south side of Eden Wall flow. We out of here. Choke, no joke. You already know. Y'all know I love that cooch. You know what this is. I love that cooch. Yeah. It's an A thing. Clean cooch. Let's go. Yo, what's up? My nuts when I wake up. Got morning wood and I just bust one. In mahogany, I'm Ron Isley. Between the sheets, and she want to ski. And just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D, her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned, had a career. shit won't buy. I rob and take it for me to taste it. Red Lobster, pussy, biscuit, freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. I eat her coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. Suck my nuts when I wake up. Got more than wood and I just bust one. In mahogany, I'm Ron Osley. Between the sheets, she want to ski and just shout with me with what I thought was pee. She rolled the D, her water broke B. Not pregnant, but baptized me. I'm down for more love, but change the sheet. She said, please, I want more. Next thing I know, mattress dripping the floor from her juices. Oral had me stoned. Had a Corinne and Medusa in one. And when I look in her eyes, between her thighs, I tell you no lie, ain't shit won't buy. I rob and take it for me to taste it. Red Lobster, pussy, biscuit, freshly baked. Eat that coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her. I eat her coochie all night. She sprayed my face like Shook Sprite. I love her.
Choke no joke.
Yeah,
You know what
choke
it
no
is.
joke. You know what it is.
Let's go, let's go.
2020, rich niggas, money funny. We got killer bees and I lost my honey. My little sex master, yeah, she was a distraction to my mathematics. Then Corona happened. The government capping on what's really happening. Rock Nation signing niggas that's out here ratting. And Jay's the captain of the ship. Ain't this a bitch? You keep his sign and snitch. We lost Andre and Rich. Life's a bitch. Can't have a funeral, no matter if you rich or poor. Overpopulated at morgues. Funeral homes, bodies all on the floor. No food in stores, no meat no more. These the last days if you never prayed. Have faith, all sort of illness a day. Yo, it's tough. When you see Puff rock a hoodie with his baby mama hanging from a cross, you lost. Damn, you told the CEO on the gram he was a handsome man. That's sexual harassment in front of millions of fans. You made Fat wanna scram like Sunday Letitia. Joseph don't leave, Mary and Jesus. Sags, self-pleasing, some sneak thievers. If we were kids, you call them flat leavers. They use you, don't need you. It's birth you, then see ya. Cross you, then be ya. Curve you and flee ya. Niggas wanna be you until they see you. They idolize you like you in the case. Nigga, you normal, got punched in the face. In the A on stage or any place. A nigga like me never retire like Mace. And don't even care if the church is the escape. Last real nigga alive amongst your face. Y'all big mad, no frosting on my face. You can't come out, Epstein flight log is out. And tell us what that spirit cooking about. Head to head with a satanist and niggas in doubt. The power of the dark side blocked me out. That's why I'm black and get it in any sport trick. That's why you the non-factor. 6ix9ine keep acting like you ain't acting. You wasn't flagging in the court yapping. That tough guy on the gram was just blabbing. Nigga, you capping. I'm the king of New York. At y'all niggas, I'm laughing. At the closet. At the closet. It's the king of New York. Choke no joke. We here now. You know what it is. Eden Wall, stand up.
Choke no joke. You already know. I appreciate all the love, man. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Share this video. Especially if you want justice for Pac and Big. Share this video if you want justice for Pac and Big. And stay away from dirty cops. Because it ain't no telling
Check it out. Choke no joke. Learn from mistakes. DJ S&S the great. It ain't no telling you be a first time felon. No telling when you be a first time felon. It ain't no telling you be a first time felon. No telling when you be a first time felon. Best day of my life, no sleep all night. Broke day for weeks, my cash was right. My capo tight, take our loot, unite. 23-hour shifts, had to see loot like Mike. Cash lovely, yeah, Dougie. How could this day get so ugly? Wifey bout to pop like some bubbly. Yo, through those 9 months, don't really bug me. Felt like a star, cop first car. Get up with the guard, what it is, baby paw. He about to cop a van, get up with our mans. Before we reached our low spot, toes blam. Unaware what happened, discussing and clapping. It wasn't loud, ain't shit gonna happen. Me being stupid, instead of getting they moving, this nigga kept chefing like the woo one. Then we heard a knock, no one knew of this spot. 6 niggas in the spot, 6 niggas not. Ain't no telling you be a first time felon. No telling when you be a first time felon. It ain't no telling you be a first time felon. No telling when you be a first time felon. It ain't no telling you be a first time felon. No telling when you be a first time felon. I'm in the precinct all damn even. This good cop, bad cop shit got me steaming. No, I was caught, I ain't give a fuck. Had jokes like the usual suspects line up. Book times up, came back fuck. Shirt wrinkled up, my pigs roughed me up. Time's up, heard them clink of the cuffs. Niggas was so deep they had to call on the bus. Everybody that checks outside waiting on us like ghetto celebs. Ourselves ain't plush. 5 in the book and gave a whooping. He never forget, they gotta be split. Up in the courtroom, they cause it ruckus. Everybody in the jacks waiting on us. Try to bail us out, that thought got thrown out. Bill one so high, I couldn't bear half a nigga out. Hopped out, that's what first fell in the bow. Back on the bus, Rikers the row. Wifey in the courtroom crying out. We love y'all with tears running in their mouth. It ain't no telling you be a first time felon. No telling when you be a first time felon. It ain't no telling you be a first time felon. No telling when you be a first time felon. Yeah, choke no joke.
KK on
New
the beat.
life. They said I'll be dead or in jail. They was half right, I saw right can sell. I knew I wasn't rich when I couldn't make bail. I made out good, 5 niggas that didn't tell. Hold up, don't go to trial when caught up. Roll the dice, watch the numbers just go up. When your offer was short as a pup's nuts, you got the whammy, cause you pressed your luck. You could've been back on the town, industry bound, no more busting it down. To quarters, half O's, having to catch the flow, and reassuring those who act like they don't know that the ratchet let go. If you think we won't fill them hollow points up with mercury, send them to another planet, leave them screaming like Mike and Janet. Niggas can't stand it. I felt champagne with Ross running the game. When I was locked and the CO jumped in my face, talking gangster, nigga. Like I'm not a fucking gangster, nigga. But you got it in here, cause the odds ain't fair. Cause you got that walkie and that button right there. But after 8 hours, you leave here. And that's when you friend, it's not fair. You shoot at the range, we shoot when in range. Roll up in that range, your face look real strange. The look on my face is I got that aim. Before you reach, you feel the pain. Blood stain calculate to your brain. You been licked by that thing. In the game of death, that's what you get when got game. It's a method to the madness, how I bring the pain of one that's not sane. Choke no joke, I do my thing. Can't hang. They say you're nobody until they kill you. I'm somebody alive, guess that make me an ill dude. Made my name before the funeral, considered a legend and still make moves. They know you when you gone, they know me when I'm on. All over the board, you restricted, you pawn. You wouldn't cut a lawn, blow a candle at dawn. Choke got it going on like fuel. Some of you fools is more ass than mule. Never rule like Rick with Mona Lisa in your crib. Haters mad cause I'm doing what they wish they did. Without the rock, it's still gunning like Chris. Nigga try to block, I tomahawk this shit. Nigga looking down at me, now he looking at dick. Pause, just the term and shit. It's choke, no joke. Nigga, I'm lit. Fired up. And we recorded this in the D and shit. Choke, no joke. Yeah. It's choke, no joke. Let's go.
Supreme Bigger Figure, Big Cap, The Warden, The Club King,
the DJ Johnny Walker Red,
MC Frank Jigger, the celebrity's choice,
Sean Brophy, sound engineer,
Choke No Joke, legendary videographer,
Sterling Cox, I was the head of security,
Alpha Grinya.
My name is V,
Omega,
Big G. It's Vim Rock from the legendary Naughty by Nature.
Styles P the Ghost, LOX, D Block,
Tech Smith and Wesson,
LB Fan, Mr. Cheeks,
the Cool, the DJ, the Red Alert, Kid Capri.
The tunnel was a hip hop nucleus.
It was the epicenter.
It was the domain, the temple.
it was the Mecca.
Nothing was that melting pot of hip hop.
They kept the paradigm going.
It's almost like what Rucker did for street basketball. The tunnel was that of music industry.
My Sunday ritual going to the tunnel was, I'm telling you, your ass better be there.
We just pretty much did push-ups. We had to drink a couple bottles of Hennessy, go get smoked.
Leave the jewelry and watches at home.
Before you even get to the tunnel, you gotta get on the block.
You started from 11th Avenue, and when you got to that door, the search procedures was no other.
First time I ever heard of take your shoes off, open your mouth was in the tunnel.
It was damn near everything but a full cavity search.
Security at the tunnel was no joke.
The beatdowns did happen.
Some of them, you had that chain out, that shit was leaving with one of them niggas.
We had a handful of cats. When we were taking you out, they were digging in your pockets.
The code check at the tunnel was crazy because you didn't know if you was gonna get your shit back.
Sometimes the bloops happen where you might not get your coat.
A lot of boys wanted to get their girls some fur coats, you know, so I mean, it was free.
The bar was always on tilt at the tunnel.
You might get fake alcohol. Bartenders might have got counterfeit.
The dance floor is always rocking.
It looked like a video all the time.
The tunnel had a very unique situation at the bathroom. It was co-ed.
The bathroom was Sodom and Gomorrah.
I was like this, trying to look past the dudes like when they was going in the urinal.
The tunnel was a one-stop shop. They had food, they had alcohol, drugs.
I saw weed the tunnel. It was just oozing money.
Backstage is like the club amongst the club.
That's where all the so-called stars who was scary to be in the crowd, that's where they hung out at.
The dopest things about the tunnel for me to remember is hearing my records get played up in there.
The top maybe of all time tunnel banger.
Or anything Bad Boy.
Every Biggie record, any shit by Hov.
Shook Ones was bananas in there.
Nori Capone, that Bang Bang.
Annie Up.
Any one of Buster joints.
Wild Out would actually start a fight.
The best performance I ever seen, Jay-Z performed in front of the DJ booth. The DJ booth was bouncing like a ball.
Snoop and Dre, when Dre was there.
DMX, Get At Me, Dog.
The king of the tunnel was Jay-Z.
Busta Rhymes.
DMX is the king.
Queen of the tunnel.
Mary J. Blige. Foxy and Lil' Kim. Eve.
King of the tunnel record label-wise was Def Jam.
Bad Boy.
The best DJ at the tunnel was Flex.
Big Cap, all day. Flex used to break off the records, but he used to try to bully Cap, like, don't spin this, because when I get here, I want to spin it. No, nigga, fuck wrong with you?
What the tunnel did for artists, it solidified their street music.
That gave us a platform, set up Rough Riders, Rockefeller, Bad Boy, slew of other artists.
The closing of the tunnel, it was kind of sad because that was a big piece of hip hop.
So losing the tunnel was like a little kid losing Disney.
A famous mosque closing down.
I think when the tunnel closed, it was necessary. Niggas was coming to miss it.
When you hear people of the late 70s talked about Studio 54, the tunnel was the Studio 54 of hip hop.
Yeah, Legal Hustle, Mega. You know what it is. It's choke, no joke about killing heat. Left my boo and my dudes when I saw the heat. Was going in 30 seconds, more like 23. Took flight like Mike, number 23. Before the indictment came, I split like Jada, didn't get wet like Kane. Got out the game. I went from the tunnel, now movie making. So it ain't no confusion why you dudes be hating. Choke, no joke, you know what it is. Let's go, let's go. I inspire y'all to all want more. Don't listen to these fakes and these frauds. They don't own cars with Lamborghini doors. When high show cut, it's back to the store. I was born in the Jackson, this shit was hell. The place where I saw soldiers fall. Some simply for nothing at all, cause they lived on the other side of the wall. Now this might sound crazy, love what the hood made me. Poverty made me far from lazy. This ain't the place you wanna raise your babies. Young girls out here thinking they lazy. Nose powdered white, they brain all hazy. Ask them what they wanna be, they look at you crazy. These young cats out here looking all angry. I was just like them, sometimes the music made me act other than myself, no influence lately. Cause behind the scenes, they not living greatly. And I found out that most of these cats never sold jacks or the penitentiary. Let's go. I inspire y'all to all want more. Don't listen to the face and the frauds. They don't own cars and Lamborghini doors. The hype yo cut is back in the store. I inspire y'all to all want more. Don't listen to the face and the frauds. They don't own cars and Lamborghini doors. The hype yo cut is back in the store. They not selling drugs, they really not thugs. If they was, where are the slugs? Do you see them when you cop your drugs? Pulling up with STB in the front? Nah, it's not what they got, it's what they want. In the jungle, we all on the hunt. It's chemical. It's chemical beats. You know what it is. Hold on. No autographs right now. I got something to handle right here. No disrespect.
Beat on the drums.
Choke, no joke on the mic. Life with success. Is this what it is? Let's go. Life with success. Is this what it is? Paparazzi running around flashing your kids, trying to catch them with a blunt or a cig, hoping that they fall in some type of addiction. Baby mama hitting you with numbers like addiction. She's so high, you feel like she pimping. It's alright, bitch. Yeah, I'm tripping, but it's better than the fucking max I'm spitting. You can have every time before you see this Jimmy again. If life was a movie, you'd be going in the wind. And this flow ain't conceptualized off gin and tonic. But how ironic, you foul once a nigga went and got it poppin'. I guess that's why you pushed up when I was Milano hopping. Out at high school, fresh with jewels, looking successful as I do. I made you a star in the hood, kept you in leathers and bamboos. Fresh footwear, girl, I kept you good. Every color to match, your butter sauce, moved you the edge comb from the concourse. Left mom house living better off. Now you write that shit all off. Like taxes, make me wanna remove your parts with chainsaw and axes. I need to roll up and get back to relaxing. Is this what it is? Life with success, huh? Is this what it is? Chicks you took care of, motherfuckers you looked out for. Everybody turn on you, back they motherfucking hand out. Is this what it is?
Life with success. Sometimes it sucks. When people want something's when they call up.
Yeah.
People wanna hang, cause you got a new truck.
Let's go.
Now you hang with chicks that you dreamed you fuck.
Haters want you stuck, chicks trying to get knocked up. Cake in the oven and eat your cake up. Chick, get your own and raise our stakes up. The more you get, yo, the shit get iller. So I might go from the glove one and turn to thriller. Saw dealers get extorted by Popo when they needed a filler. And the shit get realer. They wanna clap back, but sit back and be a griller. Or be on the manhunt like Larry Davis. That's on the realer. Success have a lot of dudes on painkillers, or puffing that fuzzy like caterpillars. It ain't easy to deal with. Life is success, huh? Is this what it is? Life with success. Is this what it is? Thank you.
Choke, no joke. I'm out. I see y'all tomorrow, man. In the morning, y'all know how I do it. The morning wake up, the workout. Let's do it.